hunger, appetite, satiety, and hormone regulation. The brain is our body's central regulator of weight because it initiates signals that initiate and terminate food consumption. The hypothalamus is the brain center that controls appetite. Food consumption is signaled from the hypothalamus in the form of sensations and hormones being released. Hunger, appetite, and satiety are sensations that are experienced when you physically need to eat, want to eat, or feel full. There are two key hormones that are signaled and released by the hypothalamus that promote thoughts and sensations that initiate or cease feeding, and that's ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is known as the hunger hormone and is produced in the stomach and the brain, and it induces food intake and signals the brain to have cravings for energy sources when food is low. Leptin is a hormone produced by the fat cells, and it signals satiety when you feel full. This chart points out the key differences between hunger and satiety. Some differences include, but are not limited to, hunger occurs before food is consumed, as opposed to satiety, which occurs once food is consumed and is being digested. Hunger produces the hormone ghrelin, while satiety produces leptin, and hunger promotes eating, whereas satiety suppresses hunger, therefore stopping eating. And so now I would like to briefly discuss appetite regulation for those with eating disorders, because it's not naturally regulated through the release of hormones and sensations that naturally occur from the hypothalamus. Individuals with eating disorders have trouble regulating feelings of hunger and satiety, and they suffer from psychological feelings of guilt, distress, anxiety, and fear when it's time to eat. Remember that the mind and body are connected, so the psychological feelings of guilt, stress, distress, anxiety, fear, etc. can alter the functionality of hormones and sensations that are supposed to help us to regulate our energy intake. Common eating disorders include anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating. All of these eating disorders are unhealthy and may lead to serious health complications, including death. I just want to briefly share some research with you that I found. And the research that I found was a study done on 67 women with eating disorders, 21 with anorexia, 32 with bulimia, and 14 with binge eating disorder. And they compared their ghrelin and leptin levels to 25 healthy women. The research indicated that binge eaters had significantly elevated levels of leptin and lower levels of ghrelin. And with anorexia and bulimia, they had lower leptin levels than average, and their ghrelin levels did not decrease. This chart here on this side also shows the cycle of the binge purge cycle, just the different feelings and how they play a role when eating and binging and purging. And as you can see, they're different than the feelings of fullness and feeling good and the pleasantness that's associated with eating and satiety. There's more, anxiety and guilt and feeling the need to eat and then purge, and then it's a cycle that goes on. So, here's what I wanted to share with you, and it's just important that we keep in mind that the body and mind are connected, and that our psychology can have an effect on our physiology. Weight regulation is complex and it involves so many different components, so it's important that we work with our clients to have a healthy body image and a healthy relationship regarding food and food intake. Here are the references that I used. Thank you.